What is going on, everybody? Sports expert here, and we have our MLB rumor video today, and we have a lot to talk about in this one. There was a lot of rumors that came up on Twitter and all over the internet that I've seen, and we're gonna talk about them here, and mainly from the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox, two of the more talked about teams in the MLB, as we have found out. And before we start the video, before you guys skip around, please hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Would really appreciate that, guys. We do these videos every single day. Hit the like button. Hitting the like button helps our videos in the algorithm, so I would really appreciate that if you guys could do that. It helps me, it helps everyone around the baseball community, so I would really appreciate those likes. Comment what you think about these rumors, what you think about them. Maybe would you make these moves? Would you not? Because we have a lot to talk about when it comes to the American League, National League, the trade deadline in this video. So, yeah, let's get started. The New York Yankees and Boston Red Sox trade deadline plans revealed. We'll have to find out and see. As the New York Yankees are expected to be in the outfield market this trade deadline, and one name they may go after is Pirates outfielder Brian Reynolds, who they tried to acquire in the offseason. The asking price, of course, will be hefty. So Brian Reynolds, who had a tough start to the season, has really picked it up for Pittsburgh, as he had a big series against Atlanta. And, that trade value is definitely still high, as he still has a few more years left on this deal. And a team like the New York Yankees is expected to be interested. I believe 3 teams showed major interest in the offseason. I believe it was 7 total teams, but 3 showed major interest, such as the Yankees, Marlins, and Mariners. And Brian Reynolds is a huge priority for the Yankees, but a deal isn't likely, but it's definitely not off the table. But it depends on what the Pirates will be asking for. Maybe they've lowered their asking price for like a Jason Dominguez rather than a Julio Rodriguez type prospect. They may ask for a guy like the Anthony Volpe, but at the same time, he's had a down year in the minors, so maybe they go with Dominguez, who they believe could be a very solid outfielder, and maybe a package around him, which then maybe they could profit off. So we'll see what happens here. Brian Reynolds, not having the greatest season. He's still hitting for solid power. But his defense definitely hasn't been too great, which definitely is concerning, because the Yankees, although they don't have the hitting, their defense in the outfield is still pretty solid. So we'll see what they think about that. But I think the bat is too good to pass up on, as guys like Aaron Hicks and Joey Gallo just are simply not hitting the ball. The Boston Red Sox are looking for first base options to win now this season, and starting pitching depth as main priorities this deadline season. Trey Mancini and Jesus Aguilar are teams they will likely show serious interest in. So the Red Sox, they do have top prospect Tristan Casas in the minor leagues, but it looks like they will pursue a trade to win now this season. Maybe they platoon Casas a bit around, the infield, third base, first base, wherever, and go for a guy like Mancini and Aguilar. 2 guys that are free agents after the season. Mancini, they may have to pay a bit more to get him, but at the same time, he's worth it. Having an all-star type season, could very well be the Baltimore Orioles all-star this year, and it would be well-deserved. The story that Trey Mancini's story is awesome. What he had to go through a couple of years ago, and now back to playing baseball, at the highest level, and, just definitely something, a lot of players probably couldn't do. But Trey Mancini being able to recapture, the success he had a few years ago to what he has now and what he's gone through. But at the same time, the Red Sox, would they be looking at that? We'll see. But Jesus Aguilar, who has a ton of power as well, not having a terrible season, definitely would be interesting for Boston. Probably be a bit more cheaper. So if you're the Red Sox, are you looking at those 2 guys as main priorities? We'll see. As starting pitching depth, I doubt they would go after the big names such as Frankie Montas and Tyler Mahle, but at the same time, they may go for a Martin Perez, who was with Boston last season, so maybe he could be a guy they go after again. David Robertson, relief pitcher of the Cubs, is expected to be traded by the deadline, and teams such as the Yankees and Mets will likely make offers. So David Robertson, having a solid season for the Cubs. He's been their main guy in that that bullpen. He's been the closer, and he's expected to be traded as the Cubs are easily going to be sellers, and the Yankees and Mets will likely make offers. The New York Mets could be more likely in this situation. Maybe they have a piggyback guy to Edwin Diaz, and Robertson could definitely be that guy. He has experience. And the Yankees, they could use another guy in the bullpen, although they have a solid bullpen already at this point, especially with guys like Chapman and Holmes leading up that bullpen. But Robertson definitely would be needy for any contender looking to make a run, despite their situation. The Yankees are interested in starting pitching, even with the success they've endeared so far, but would only likely acquire a rental with a smaller asking price instead of going all in for a Frankie Montas, Tyler Mahle, or Luis Castillo. As, like I said, a Martin Perez could be possible. If the Rangers get a good offer, they're going to trade Perez, whether they are in contention or not, I believe, because definitely could be due for regression due to his track record. But at the same time, looking at the advanced stats, he's actually having a very nice season, and he will gain tons of interest at the deadline. Will the Rangers get a massive deal for him? No, but they could get something solid. The starting pitching market is definitely maybe a little bit more available with options this season than last year, but at the same time, it's definitely not loaded. But a guy like Madison Bumgarner, if he becomes available, maybe teams will pounce on that. So definitely would make Martin Perez's value maybe a bit lower. So if you're looking at a guy like him, he's definitely maybe the guy to acquire here. The Detroit Tigers are expected to be without starting pitcher Eduardo Rodriguez for a while, as he has left the team due to personal issues. So the Tigers, they are having a tough season. They haven't had Spencer Turnbull yet. Casey Mize has had to undergo Tommy John. Now without Eduardo Rodriguez, it's just not looking too good, as he was expected to come off the injured list today, I believe, and make his first start in about a month. I don't know if it was expected to be today or in a couple days, but definitely was expected to take the mound here at some point this week. But now that won't be happening. The Detroit Tigers are now without him. It's been a tough season overall. They haven't been able to hit. It's actually astonishing that they're only about 10 games under 500 with how pitiful their offense has been and the amount of injuries they've had with starting pitching. So I definitely got to give Detroit credit there. But at the same time, they had a lot of expectations going into the season and haven't paid off. And it hasn't paid off. Some people had him finishing second in the division. Some people may have had it finishing even first, but not very many people had that. Just maybe some biased Tigers fans. So, yeah. The Washington Nationals are placing starting pitcher Steven Strasburg back on the injured list after one start due to extra discomfort, which was not disclosed by manager Davey Martinez. So, the former All-Star pitcher, Strasburg, he had a tough start versus Miami, 7 runs in 4 2/3 innings. And you could definitely say Strasburg's washed at this point. Definitely not looking too good on his side here, as his career is definitely trending downwards as he's now in his age 33 season. And the money they gave Strasburg was unbelievable a couple seasons ago. And now looking at it, to be fair, a guy like Anthony Rendon, they could have paid him over Strasburg. It was either one or the other. I knew they were going to pay Strasburg, but you could even make the argument paying Rendon would have been a mistake too, due to the fact he hasn't really produced as much in LA and the injury concerns there too. So if I'm a Nationals fan, I wouldn't be saying, oh, we should have paid Rendon, because at the same time, the starting pitching is absolutely pitiful. Maybe Strasburg has a bit of magic left in him, and Rendon has his fair share of injury concerns as well. So I appreciate everyone being here. Sports Expert here. Hit that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Hit that like button. Would really appreciate both of that. We do these videos every single day, and we have the scoop here. So I would really appreciate you guys being here. Comment what you think about these, everything we've talked about here. So I appreciate everyone being here. I'm out, guys. Sports Expert here. Peace.